Welcome guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to cook a nice guinea fowl that's from Delia's Happy Christmas book. An unusual choice, it's kind of poultry or slash game really. It's mixed with apples as well as Calvados, and it's sort of in a pot roast. And this is I guess what it's supposed to look like. We'll see what happens at the end. So we've got a guinea fowl which I managed to get from Marks and Spencer. It's obviously got the Calvados and some cider. We need the fresh cream, sage. We've got onion. It's meant to be a couple of shallots, garlic, and 3 Cox apples. And we'll put that all together with also 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to start really by simply adding, putting to the heat in a large saucepan the butter, and getting that melted. And then what we're going to do, we're going to add to that is the guinea fowl to brown it as the first step. So just gently heating that butter, getting it nice and melted, which is doing quite well. I've obviously washed the bird already, so if you can see now, I've got the bird here is the guinea fowl. Like I said, got it from Marks and Spencer's French guinea fowl, and I'm going to heat that up in a minute and just get it all nicely browned. This is our saucepan here. I've done a transfer to the other pot because I think this is quite not big enough for the guinea fowl, but this is a much better option for me. It's going to take a little while to heat back up again, but certainly I think it will allow me to cook, brown the whole guinea fowl all over. It's already warming up now. So meanwhile that's starting, what I've done is I've got a ladle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the Calvados directly into the ladle, and then with that what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it direct to the gas hob to heat up the Calvados, and then I'm going to pour it with the bird upright, just to add in that flavouring. I say I'm working on this. It's nice and hot now. There's the butter underneath. Probably going to have to pick that up. Get it nice and brown all the way around. So I've got my Calvados just here. So Bidwai Calvados. What I'm going to need with that is a couple of tablespoons. So I'm going to get a nice couple of tablespoons to put into my ladle. Tablespoon ready. Just demanding a bit of attention. It's nicely browning. You can see it browning all the way across. Heat down a little bit. I'm going to put the bird standing upright in the pan. Okay. Now I'm going to get my Calvados. And I'm going to prepare it in the ladle. I should have measured this before. Warm that up nicely. So here I am heating up the Calvados on the gas flame. With a ladle. Then I'm going to be careful to turn it out before I match it and pour it over the guinea fowl. You can see that nicely lit. I'm going to pour that. Jesus Christ! And then place the apples in the bowl. I'm going to come across and place all these apples around the sides of the guinea fowl, evenly around, and let them heat up. And just to that now, I'm going to add some sage. And also, I've got a little bit of tarragon to add, which is my own addition. Some parsley and the oregano. For seasoning, and I've got this little bit of rock salt which I'm going to add. Basically, this is going to cook for a solid hour. And put a lid on, very sealed it, on a very low heat. At the end of that, I'm going to remove the bird, and I'm just going to keep the apples going separately. This is going to go on top of the bird itself. And then later on, we're going to carve it like we would do carving a pheasant. But that part will come later, so let's put this down. So we're going to come back in about an hour. It's an interesting dish, as you can tell. It's my first time making this dish. So we've had a few mishaps, but all part of the fun and all part of learning and taking things in our stride. That includes putting some of the cider in. So it's 170 ml. This is a 500 ml bottle. So I'm pleased to report it's been a solid hour now. Let's see. Let's have a look at what we've got in terms of the end product. We're going to add some cream to the applesauce so that we can get the final sauce. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to carve this. You can see the guinea fowl sort of cooked through. The applesauce is caramelized at the bottom. So I'm going to take this out of the pan, put it on a tray that I can then carve, and then I'm going to add some cream to the applesauce. And actually, a lot of it's carved itself. What we need to do is take the breast off the wishbone, and I'm going to do that on both sides now. The meat really just came right out of the bone. There wasn't really much of a problem, so I put it in a little serving dish. Because of the kids, I've taken most of the bones off, so it makes them really easy for them to eat with minimal problem, minimal fuss. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to the stove. I'm going to apply what I've got here, which is the caramelized sauce, applesauce, and I'm going to add that over to my dish. Just take that across and just put it on the sides now. Right, compared to the picture, you can see it's not quite worked out with the apple rings. I don't know why they're sort of demolished, but that's okay. So this is our end product here. I've got some sage on it. Obviously we carved the guinea fowl, and also we've got the caramelized apple. It's become more of a sauce, I suppose, than the apples themselves. There's no problem there. And what we're going to do is serve it up with some pretty boiled potatoes, carrots, and then some potatoes as a side dish. first video for this Christmas. A happy Christmas, and first game bird that I've cooked. And you find the recipe in Delia's Happy Christmas book. Thank you for watching.